science teacher. So Natasha, what do we have today?
Well, today, Mr. Acevedo, we're gonna see our science fair experiment of our fourth period. So, buckle up and enjoy the ride.
My name is Jafet Perez Ostorazna. I'm presenting my science fair project. Title: Yeast mixed with food. Testable question: what is the effect of yeast mixed in food? Hypothesis: I think that there's going to be a chain within water, sugar, and yeast. Because my research shows that when combining these ingredients, it will burp out a substance type of gas that is called carbon dioxide. Variables: control variable, dry yeast. Independent variables: water and sugar. Materials: dry yeast, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of warm water. Mixer machine, spoon, measuring spoons, and timer. Procedure: pour the dry yeast and sugar into the mixer machine. Stir with spoon. Add 2 tablespoons of warm water, but not that hot. Keep stirring until the dry yeast, sugar, and water are mixed. Set the timer for 10 minutes. Watch what happened. These are some photos of what I did in the process of my science project. And present data. During my investigation, yeast is a fungi living organism that makes bread, rice, and other foods. Yeast is made up of egg-shaped cells and can die. There are a lot of yeast families, 250 species. Yeast is sleeping until you put water in it. Not hot or cold, yes, warm water. When sugar and yeast are mixed, the yeast eats the sugar. This process is called fermentation. Also, it makes a type of gas. Result and interpretation. Date and time of the experiment: March 30, 2021, 2 p.m. I waited 10 minutes and then it grew more, did carbon dioxide bubbles when it popped. Conclusion: I proved that dry yeast, sugar, and warm water can burp out a carbon dioxide. Also, dry yeast provides food to grow in all shapes and sizes. This is called a chemical reaction. Application: why is my experiment important for you to know and learn? In real life, yeast is a living organism called a fungus that helps us create different types of food. Examples: bread, desserts, etc. Therefore, making different foods helps us in the proper development of life. This is my science experiment. Thank you for your attention.
Good morning. My name is Luis Antonio Hernández Valentin. I'm a science fair project whose is the moon and the stars. The testable question: are the moon phases going to really affect the number of visible stars in the night sky with my naked eye? My hypothesis is that I think that the moon phases are not going to really affect the number of visible stars that I can see with my naked eye in the night sky. Because in my research, I learned that outdoor lighting is what mostly affects the number of visible stars. The control variables are the hour of observation and the field of view. The independent variables are the stars. The materials are moon phases calendar, toilet paper tube, a pencil, a notebook, a compass, a tape, a Sharpie, and a camera with a flashlight. The procedure is identifying and marking on the floor the cardinal points. Find on the moon calendar each moon phase, first quarter, last quarter, new moon, and full moon. Make a table to collect data. At the day of action, I stand in each cardinal point and counted the number of stars in the toilet paper tube. I repeat that for each moon phase. I calculate the data. I make graph and charts, and then I draw a conclusion. So the conclusion is, my experiment worked and I collected the data. The results tell me that the moon phases affected the number of visible stars with my naked eye in the night sky. Because the number of visible stars with my naked eye on the new moon was greater than the other 3 phases, with my data, I didn't prove my hypothesis. I proved that the light of the moon can affect the number of visible stars with my naked eye in the night sky. I learned that the amount of light really affects the star observation. Thank you for your attention.
Hello, you guys. Did you know that the food that you eat, your body takes up to 12 hours to digest it? Yeah, I know, that's cool.
Good afternoon, my name is Estudiantes. Today I'm going to present you my project of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world. My purpose is to find the most dangerous volcanoes and the effect of the volcano in the atmosphere. My hypothesis, I think that the lava affects the air quality and nature. And my report is want to learn how the volcanoes affect the atmosphere, air quality, and how the lava affects the grass. Books and resources. The legend of the volcanoes. Wikipedia. The materials for the science experiment. The materials I'm going to use is modern clay, Coca-Cola bottle, Mentos cardboard, and glue. The procedure is first glue bottle to cardboard, second build a volcano with modern clay, third pour Coca-Cola into the bottle, fourth apply Mentos to the bottle. My graph of the volcanoes, the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, are Etna in Italy, Vesuvio in Italy, Monte Abu in Indonesia, Monte Miraongo in Africa, and Monte Rainier in the United States, Monte Santa Elena in the United States. My conclusions are, I could prove my hypothesis because of how dangerous they are. Because most of the time they are active and they affect nature. The results tells me that it depends on how big the volcano is and how much damage it causes to the area where it's located. My other conclusion is it worked because I learned that volcanoes are extremely dangerous. My application is because of how dangerous volcanoes can be and all of the damage that can cause to a place. These are some of the volcanoes that are really dangerous. They are Etna, Vesuvio, Monte Rainier, Santa Elena, Monte Mercy, and Monte Abu. I think that I want to add about the volcanoes' ashes can affect the air quality. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Have a good day.
Good morning, my name is Caleb Marcial. I'm going to talk about my science experiment. Which temperature of water makes the flower absorb more color? My hypothesis. I think that the hot water will make the flower absorb more color. The variables. Controlled variables. The same food coloring, the same amount of water, the same type of flower. Independent variables. The temperature of the water. The materials. The 3 carnations flower, blue food coloring, 3 glasses and 10 ounces of water. These steps give each glass a label. Boil the water, cold the water, and set the room temperature water. Pour 10 ounces of water and pour 10 ounces of water, then put 12 drops of food coloring, then pour the flowers in each cup. Then we observe the experiment for 3 days. Then we take a photo of to see how the color absorb the flower. This is the first day. This is the second day. This is the third day. This is the table. The temperature. This is the temperature. This is the first day. This is the second day. This is the third day. The conclusion. My hypothesis was incorrect because the results told me that the room temperature was the most absorbed. I learned that when you are trying to make your own colored flower, you now know that room temperature water works best.
Hi, my name is Daniel Lagarde Cordero. I am in the school, Adventist school at Noroeste. I live in Aguadilla, and this is my project of science. And my first part in my title is the volcano reaction. My materials is water, vinegar, and Coca-Cola, and colorant, and I have Bell, and I have baking soda, and process. The process is in the volume. In the volcano 1 is water, it's water, and it's baking soda, and is coloring. When we see it's not doing nothing, and we can mix it and did nothing. And we're in the second volcano. Mix colorant. No, it's Coke. It's Coke. And it's Coke. It's baking soda. And it's baking soda and colorant. And it's not doing nothing. It's a little bit explosion. And we can put it back and don't do nothing. Okay, we can mix it and makes bubble. My third, it's vinegar. Put some vinegar. And we put colorant. And we mixed it and we put it in the volcano. Put there. We mixed it. And we need to put the safety glasses. And we put some baking soda. Whoa! Woo! This is a beautiful explosion. And solution. I learned that mixed liquid cold be natural. They reaction a different true application. We must be careful when we mix different liquids, and it can be a accident. my video, the volcano reaction, I will doing some questions and testable question. It's 1. What is the effect? 2. What doesn't the liquid affect mix? 3. What happens when chemical change variables? And hypothesis. What happens when we mix different liquids when changes subtypes variables? I will use 3 different variables. A. Water. B. Vinegar. 3. And Coke. And reaction. I learned that makes liquid conclusion be interesting. They receive a different